fishing tournament coming up.
Right.
I
Right.
did.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
How y'all want to see?
got back last night.
Well, welcome back.
Trying to get my head in the game.
Where you been?
Sandestin Resort in Destin, Florida.
It was nice.
Trying to get my head back in the game. Just had so much time, a good time to work it in the face this morning. So I'm trying to get my head together. Okay.
How long y'all stayed?
Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night. Well, 3 nights came back. So 4 days, 3 nights.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Y'all did a resort?
Mm-hmm. Didn't have to go off. They had everything.
That's what I like. You don't have to go off for nothing.
Yeah.
It was all
Mm-hmm.
all exclusive.
Yeah. I'm gonna show you some pictures after it's over.
Okay.
It's really nice.
Okay.
Gotta do that every now and then.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do.
That one goes down the side. Test, test.
Yes, I did. Thank you. I left one for her. I couldn't talk directly to her, but I left a message on that number. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Church number.
Pastor, I'll pray tonight and do the pledge.
Yes, sir.
They not in here. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, that's right. We'll wait till they come in. All right. Good evening. All right, good evening. We'll bring this meeting in order. City Council meeting, City of Baker. Invocation be done by Mayor Waits. Pledge allegiance by Pastor Murphy. Please stand. Oh, Heavenly Father, in the name of Jesus, God, we thank you for this evening, Lord.
Yes.
God, we thank you for your grace and we thank you for your mercy.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
And God, we pray for this meeting right now and everybody in this room, Lord, that
Yes,
you bless
Lord.
them, their families, and just continue to lift them up. We continue to pray for this city, God, that you continue to work with us and come together in unity.
Please.
And we thank you for all you've done, God. If we've done anything that's been against your will, have mercy on our soul. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, liberty and justice for all.
All right, I want to welcome everybody out tonight. We are sorry that we started a few minutes late. We have a lot going on. I will read the public comments in the meeting statement for those who have been here recently. An opportunity for public comment shall be observed before a vote is taken on any agenda item. And so let me be clear about that. That's any agenda item. Once recognized by the mayor or the presiding officer over the meeting, the person given the floor should identify the specific agenda item upon which he or she wishes to provide a comment and shall limit his or her comments to matters that are strictly relevant to the agenda item. Commentary or comments shall not exceed 3 minutes per person. These minutes cannot be shared or given to another person. No dialogue or back and forth discussion between the council members or the chairman or vice chairman and the public shall be permitted at these meetings except to clarify the nature of specific questions and or specific comments. The mayor or the presiding officer alone reserves or has the right to limit or terminate in or stop any commentary which deemed necessary or outside of public decorum. All right.
Okay.
Okay, let's go ahead and do the minutes, and then we'll come back and we'll do that under recognition. It's right there. If I could, Mr. President, I'll ask for a motion to adopt the minutes from the previous meeting.
I make the motion that we adopt the minutes from the previous meeting and make whatever necessary corrections at the end.
I entertain a motion, a second.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any questions? Any questions or comments? Questions or comments? Any questions or comments? All right, all those in favor of adopting those minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. All right, Dr. Vincent, we'll go ahead and make a motion to add recognitions, add someone under recognitions.
Okay, and I think she might have about 3 minutes. She'd like to take Miss Kelly Worley.
We need a vote to put it on the agenda, Dr. Vincent,
Oh, yeah,
under
okay.
recognition.
I move that we adopt the recognition of Miss Kelly Worley with the Family Services.
Okay,
Add that item.
she'll go under item number 2. So we have a motion by Vincent, second by Young. Any questions? Any comments on the motion? Any comments? Any questions on the motion? All those in favor of adding this to item number 2 as recognition, say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. All right, let's do one more recognitions. Can I get a motion to add recognitions or to Ms. Desiree Harris from Entergy tonight under recognitions, please?
I move.
Go ahead. You can go ahead.
All right, we got a motion by Dunn, second by Murphy.
No, just say what it is.
Say what it was. The motion,
Motion to
yeah,
add
to add
Desiree.
Desiree, got me all mixed, the Harris to,
Okay.
Desiree Harris to the recognitions. Okay, under item number 3. All right, we got a motion by Dunn, second by Young. Any questions, any comments? Questions or comments? Questions or comments? Hearing none. All those in favor of adding this to recognitions under item number 3, say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. All right. Let's start with item number 1. We're going to wait 15 minutes. So we'll move to item number 2, Dr. Vincent, under recognitions.
Okay, we had a very fine session last evening with Senator Barrow and Senator and Representative Carpenter at the library. They had some excellent presenters there, including Miss Kelly Worley. She was there and told us about foster parents and how you can get involved in that effort. And it was so impressive until I wanted her to come and share with us exactly how the program works and how you can get involved if you want to just give parents a respite and not be there all the time with the child. So Kelly, if you'll be so kind as to come to the mic and tell us a little bit about that family services.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Like you said, my name is Kelly Worthy. I do foster parent recruitment and support for the entire Baton Rouge region. So East and West Baton Rouge, East and West Feliciana, Eberville, Point-Coupee. Right now, there are about 480 kiddos in custody in those parishes and only 180 foster homes. So there is a huge, huge need for foster homes. And so I have some material that I can give out. Ask anybody that is able to spread the word about becoming a foster parent. There's a QR code on here. But I'd like to point out that there are different types of fostering. So that's something that a lot of people did not know. So there is just traditional fostering where you have them long-term, potentially adopt. There is something called respite fostering. So that is just short-term. So you are taking kiddos for just maybe a day or two while their foster family is on vacation maybe, or if, say, a kiddo comes into custody today and grandmama is out of state, and so it's going to take us 2 or 3 days to get that child placed there. Can be things like that, just temporary, if they've been accepted into a program somewhere and they need a few days until they get there. So you can do things like that. There is also something called kinship care. So if you know a specific child, if there is a child that goes to your church, that lives in your neighborhood, that comes to your office that you work at, if you are a doctor's office, if you have a relationship with that child and they come into custody, you can become a foster parent just for that child or those children. And that is a much shorter process. So a generalized foster parent takes about 8 weeks of training to do it. 1 night a week. It is all virtual. For the kinship, it's 1 class. It's a background check, a home visit, and 1 class. So it's very short. So there are different types of fostering. There are also ways that the community can help other than becoming a foster parent. We do have mentors. We do have volunteers, help with transportation, tutoring, meal plans. You know, if a foster family takes in a sibling of 5, can you imagine planning for 5 extra kids for the moment? So we have meal trains, things like that that are available. New law just passed. We do have to provide every child now with luggage, so which is a great thing, I think. You know, child gets removed from their home, 9 times out of 10, their stuff was going in a garbage bag to bring to the office, and that's demeaning. So donations for things like that. There's tons of ways to help. I brought a bunch of these, so I'll have them. QR code takes you to our website. You can pick if you want to be a volunteer mentor, if you just want more information, or if you want to become a foster parent. All that comes to me. If you live in this region. If you live in a different region, it goes to the recruiter in that. There's a recruiter in all 9 regions, so you can pass this out anywhere that you see fit. Absolutely. There's a stack. I have more.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. All right, thank you, ma'am. Any questions? Just
For Kelly?
all right. Let's give her a big round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And get into the audience there.
Okay, we do need to add another item. We need to add another item to new business, and that would be we need to add a schedule a work session for Thursday, July 10th at 3 p.m. for open meetings law presentation by the Attorney General's office. Okay.
I move.
July the 10th at 3 p.m. So I need a motion to add it to the agenda.
I make the motion.
Second.
So we have a motion by Young, second by Murphy. Any questions or comments on the motion? Any questions or comments on the motion to add it to the agenda under item number 2? No questions or comments. We'll call for the vote. We'll start with District 1.
District 1.
District 2. District 3.
Yes.
District 4.
Yes.
District 5.
Yes.
All right, so we added it to the agenda, Mr. City Attorney. So now we need to go ahead and make a motion to go ahead and set the date for July the 10th at 3 p.m. Need a motion to set the date.
I make a motion that we set the date for July 10th at 3 p.m. For the scheduled work session on the open meetings law.
Okay. Location here, right in here. Okay, we have a motion by Murphy, second by Young. Any questions or comments? Any questions or comments? Questions or comments? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. District 1. District 2. District 3.
District 3 votes yes.
District 4.
Yes.
5.
Yes.
All right, motion carries on the record. All right, we have no planning and zoning matters. We do have resolutions and proclamation. The first one is a resolution to adopt the paragraph shift for transportation infrastructure. Mr. City Attorney.
Okay. Mayor, excuse me, did you add the other one concerning Desiree Harris and Entergy?
Yeah, we did. We need to go back to, we'll go back to number 3. All right, so let's go back. See, that's a good president. That's it. We got a lot going on. So, all right. So let's bring up Ms. Desiree Harris from Entergy, and she's going to give us a short presentation on Energy Beat the Heat grant, and we got a surprise for you guys.
Can we get it?
Tonight. You can get them tonight.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone. My name is Desiree Harris with Entergy. I'm the Customer Service Manager for East Baton Rouge Parish. And like the mayor just said, in conjunction with the City of Baton Rouge, we are proud to assist our customers with beating the heat. As we know in Louisiana, it gets very hot here, so Entergy has presented a grant to the City of Baker, which will allow for us to distribute some fans to some of our customers here. And on top of that, I just wanted to quickly share some saving tips for you as it gets hotter. Make sure that you change your air filters
Set your thermostat to the highest comfortable temperature. Buy a programmable thermostat. I don't have one of those myself, but I heard they're good. Of course, use fans. Close your blinds, your shades, and your curtains to keep the sun out and the cool air in. Seal cracks, holes around doors, windows, and ductwork. And make sure that you visit our website. We have a lot of energy efficiency programs like levelized billing. We also have ways that you can apply for assistance if needed for our low-income citizens and our elderly. So make sure that you visit www.entergy.com. If you have any questions, I can entertain those right now. And also be prepared for hurricane season.
Yes.
Very good point.
I just want to thank you for all you do,
Oh, thank you,
especially for me,
Councilwoman
because
Dunn.
when I call you, you be Johnny.
Thank you. I try.
Yes, you are.
Mayor Waite stay on top of me, so I don't want to disappoint him.
I hope they don't run you away. They don't all day
Oh, no,
call
we're
you.
not going to run away. I'm going to keep
Yes.
So the fans are in the back, right? We have the fans. Hey,
Over here.
colleagues, can y'all go get your fans?
How many?
It's 5. Get them tonight.
Okay.
Call somebody you know.
And I don't really want to be out the box, but eventually in the near future, we might be able to give them some air conditions,
Oh, my.
especially for the elderly people. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't really like, they like their fans, but the fans be good, but it's not really what they really need. It circulate, yeah. So maybe in the future, I know that's asking for a lot. I know that is. And maybe the mayor might chip in with that.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking
I'm
about.
gonna pray about that. I guess. See, don't be talking that into existence
Yeah.
like that.
Let me
You know, you
digress
wanna-
just a little bit. Does Energy still do their community grant program with Melissa?
Yes.
Okay. And be sure to tell Ms. Osbury I said hello if you see her. Yes, yes. And Mr. Johnson just retired and everything. Yeah, okay, great. Good people, all of you. Thank you.
All right. So I tell you what we're gonna do. We'll come back to the city riders. We'll go ahead and bring up Ms. Dara Blatcher real quick, so she can explain to us this resolution to adopt the paragraph ship for transportation infrastructure.
That's in there?
Yeah, that's on the resolution we need to adopt real quick.
Okay.
She's already here. I don't want to hold her.
Okay.
Good evening.
Good evening.
In a nutshell, this is a federal grant that the city of Baker is applying for, and the nonprofit agency, LeaderCorps, is submitting it on their behalf. It's $160,000, and that money will involve project management and bringing on 2 staffers and a planning structure portion of this, which will convene a committee. And that committee will work over 18 months to plan a safety, to draft a safety plan for the city of Baker. Mayor Waits has been involved with the regional effort, so now this is Baker specific. It is to address, again, safety. Baker has had its share of fatalities, but this will involve, roads and structures and making sure it's pedestrian safe and for people to travel and to walk. And just for an example, so again, it's $160,000, but we're asking for a $40,000 match from LeaderCorps, which is a sub-entity of the state. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. And the resolution is to give the mayor the authority to execute the documents to submit the grant and to receive it once it's awarded.
Okay.
One question. Who did you say to match the $40,000 you asking for the match?
It will come from LeaderCorps, LITACORES.
The lady you heard at LMA about the lighter core. Okay. All right. Go ahead, Ms. City Attorney, and read the resolution for me,
Yeah,
please.
the resolution of the Baker City Council adopting paradigm shift for transportation infrastructure, whereas life and health and all persons living and traveling within the city of Baker are our utmost priority. and no one should die or be seriously injured while traveling on our city streets. The U.S. Department of Transportation has adopted a safe systems approach as the guiding paradigm to address roadway safety. The Capital Region Planning Commission has already developed a comprehensive safety action plan based upon the safe systems approach, including recommendations for Baker specifically. Whereas the safe systems approach is founded on the principles that humans make mistakes, that human bodies have limited abilities to tolerate crash impacts, and that those mistakes should never lead to death. Applying the safe systems approach involves anticipating human mistakes by designing and managing roadway infrastructure to keep the risk of a mistake low. And when a mistake leads to a crash, that the impact on the human body doesn't result in a fatality or a serious injury, which requires a focus on safe vehicles, safe speeds, safe road users, and post-crash care to make roadways safer for all users. Whereas streets and transportation systems have traditionally been designed primarily to move cars efficiently, and the safe system approach represents a paradigm shift by designing streets and transportation systems to move all people safely, including people of all ages, abilities, pedestrians, bicyclists, public transit users, scooter riders, motorcyclists, as well as drivers and passengers of motor vehicles. Baker's transportation infrastructure serves an increasing number of vulnerable road users, such as pedestrians and bicyclists. Thanks to Robert Young. Whereas city, older adults, people of color, people with disabilities, people who are unhoused, and people with low income face significant disproportionate risk of traffic injuries and fatalities, whereas making streets safer for all people using all modes of transportation will encourage people to travel on foot, bicycle, public transit, which supports a healthier, more active lifestyle and reduces environmental pollution. Now therefore be it resolved, rather, by the City Council of the City of Baker, State of Louisiana, as follows. The City of Baker is committed to a paradigm shift in transportation planning and adopts safe systems approach to ensure street transportation systems are designed and are built to move all users safely. To be passed and adopted by the City Council of Baker, State of Louisiana, this June 24, 2025, and to be signed by Donnell Waits, Mayor, Dr. Charles Vincent, President of the Council, Desiree Collins, Council Member, Cedric Murphy, Council Member, Robert Young, Council Member, Rochelle Dunn,
Okay. All right. I entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
I move that we adopt this resolution for the paradigm shift for the transportation infrastructure.
Second. I have a motion by Vincent, second by Young. Any questions or comments? Any questions or comments? Any questions or comments? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. We'll start with District 1.
District 1 votes yes.
District 2.
District 2 votes yes.
District 3.
Yes. Oh,
District 4.
yes.
District 5.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
And thank you all. And FYI, this document will accompany the grant application submission.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for
Thank
coming
you.
way out here for this tonight. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'll turn it over to Councilmember Desiree Collins so we can recognize the city-to-city riders. If we can tell them to come in, please. Hey, ma'am.
Mr. Green. How you doing?
All right. Go ahead.
We want to welcome everyone. Thank you so much for coming in, City to City Riders. Let's give them a hand, everyone. In line with the concept of our paradigm shift for transportation and infrastructure and supporting cyclists and people who are and pedestrians in our community, it falls right in line with today, us celebrating the 5-year anniversary of the City to City Riders. We want to recognize the City to City Riders leadership of members such as Donald and Shannon Green at City of Baker Community Service for your unwavering commitment to promoting health, wellness, and community fellowship through the power of cycling. And for the dynamic City-to-City Riders for your efforts. And we want to also acknowledge each one of you individually for your unwavering commitment in promoting health, wellness, and community fellowship through powering and cycling. We want to thank you for what the resources that you bring to the City of Baker, that you openly promote cycling as a lifestyle, and it's been something that you've been consistent with over the last 5 years. And today we want to honor your 5-year celebration. Would anyone like to say anything on before we give you your awards?
Hey,
All
hey.
right.
My name is Donald
We're
Green.
doing
I'm the president of City Riders. Also, my wife is Shannon Green, vice president. I brought along my members, Odom, Don Odom, Marvin Connie, Keena Connie, our board, Rooster, and we call them everybody knows Roosters. I say Roosevelt. So if I say Roosevelt, everybody might not know. But on behalf of City Riders, I want to thank the City of Baker and Desiree Collins and our mayor and all the council for acknowledging us as we continue to do our effort and do good things for our city. And we're going to continue to do stuff. And as you know, we travel a lot. We use our name, City Riders. And the city of Baker is known in other states. So we go in and we go and let people know that we are from Baker, not from Baton Rouge.
All right.
Remember that.
Now,
Yeah,
yeah.
all right.
They know Baker, Louisiana.
That's
So
great.
we just like, we love helping our community and giving back and just doing the thing that we love to do. It's a healthy lifestyle that we do. We just want to collaborate, continue working with the city of Baker and throughout all the other communities. We just don't just do bike riding. We do different events like for other clubs. We also adopted schools. We do stuff like counselor aid. We help the city with different functions that we did this year. And we help the mayor with stuff. We have Desiree. And we're going to continue to do what we do. We love our city. And I've been here for the last 35 years, so I'm not
All right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
I moved here back in 89. So I'm not going nowhere. And my counselor here,
Yes,
Mr.
yes,
Vincent,
yes. How's your son doing? He's doing well.
he's
Now,
coach now.
yes, that's great. I've known Donald for a long time. His son was in Little League. And you never know when you plant a seed. And I'm a historian by training, so that means I'm long-winded sometimes. But when we established this in 2011, made Baker a bike-friendly city, these are the fruits of that effort, and I just thank you for that. So we kind of did that in 2011, and I'm just so grateful for you all continuing that effort and your biking. And I do it not quite as much as you and my colleague on the council, Mr. Young, but I give my little streets in my neighborhood a pretty good little run for their money. Okay.
All right, so.
I wanna say something, Mayor.
Go ahead.
I just want to tell Donald how proud I am of him. I don't know if Donald told y'all the story, but we had to get him off that couch for to do this. And I had to, because of my schedule, I had to give it up, and he went on to start his own group and everything. But he really started with us. So, and I just can't stand it. What y'all doing?
Y'all still doing the night ride?
Yeah. We do a ride. I do a ride called West Side Winds. Another thing, I need to let y'all know. This ride, West Side Winds, I do it I started in Baker, from Ruffin, in 2020. And have got them nationwide now, so we go travel all over the world doing it. And everybody knows that it started here in Baker. So we'll be going out. We're on tour now. We start in Labor Day weekend, West Side Winds of Louisiana. We're going to Houston. In November, we're going to California, and we're going to end our tour in Miami.
All right now.
Y'all back for Buffalo, pal.
All right now.
That night ride. Come on, let's get a picture.
Keep those lights on your bikes at night down Baton Rouge. Yeah.
Come on, y'all. If you want to get a picture, you can get a sit down. Come on, Rob. Yeah, you got to talk in here because, you know, they'll say, we good. That's what they'll say. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, man. I just got a lot going on. That's it. It was. All right, let's give them a big round of applause. You guys, we good unless y'all just want to stay. All right, let's move along here. We don't have a lot, but we still have a little bit. All right, Dr. Benson, we'll continue on item 2, sir, with your proclamation.
Okay.
All right.
Some of you in here probably know about cataract removals. They were doing this in Egypt.
Sir, can you just talk in the mic because
Okay.
we're live? Go ahead. Oh, y'all can go.
All right,
Okay,
thank
y'all
you.
can go. All right. All right.
Okay.
All right. All right.
Okay, thank you. We love you. Take
All right.
care.
All right,
Take care. Continue to ride now.
Go City to City Riders. Thank you so much.
Yes, indeed. I like that Z at the end of that. As some of you might know, Mayor and Council and audience, that removal of cataract from the eye has been something that has a long history. And as I look around this room, I know that some of you have undergone that surgery when you see things very cloudy with your eyes. But the Egyptians were doing that surgery, and so that tells you how long ago that was. So, Mr. Mayor, I would be honored if my city attorney would read this proclamation. I'll move for adoption, declaring this month as Cataract Awareness Month.
Proclamation, City of Baker, Louisiana, Cataract Awareness Month. Whereas more than two-thirds of visually impaired adults in the United States are over 65 years of age. Nearly 20.5 million Americans aged 40 and older are afflicted with cataracts, which is the leading cause of blindness in the United States. The prevalence of blindness increases rapidly in later years, particularly after age 75. The number of Americans with age-related eye disease is expected to double within the next 3 decades unless something is done to reverse the trend, according to the Eye Care America, which is the public service foundation of the American Academy of Ophthalmology. The American Academy of Ophthalmology has called upon the leaders and communicators in the city of Baker to help all citizens become more aware of the importance of obtaining regular eye examinations and maintaining good eye health. Now, therefore, the mayor and the city council of the city of Baker, Louisiana, do hereby proclaim and declare that the month of June 2025 shall be known as Cataract Awareness Month in Baker, Louisiana, and urge all citizens to pay special attention to personal eye and vision care needs, and witness whereof we have here to set our hands and cause the seal of the great city of Baker to be affixed this 24th day of June 2025. Signed, Darnell Waits, Mayor, Dr. Charles Vincent, President of the Council, Rochelle Dunn, Council Member, Desiree Collins, Council Member, Cedric Murphy, Council Member, and Robert Young, Council Member.
Thank you so much, Mr. Attorney, and if I'm in order, I move adoption of this proclamation, and we'll make sure it gets to the proper authority.
That's all right. I just want to tell Dr. Vincent, Mayor, could you just give me just about a couple minutes for to say this to Dr. Vincent?
Yeah.
Okay. I remember I was in, I don't know if this can help anybody, but I remember when I was attending BRCC, and I was in class one night, and this here eye was just blurry, and I couldn't see. And I was scared to death. I said, "Oh Lord, what am I gonna do? And so what happened was, I finally made it home because I cut this here eye up. I couldn't see out of this here. I said, Lord, how am I making? I open this here. I could see out of this here eye. And it was just a scary situation. Okay. So I remember going to the doctor the next day. No, I went to the emergency room, and so they were telling me that I had cataract, but just go and check it out with your eye doctor. I went to my eye doctor, Dr. Dragon, and everything, and so they told me that it was cataract. Well, the story that I wanted to say was I went back to school, and I told we was coming up for exam, and I was telling my teacher that I was gonna have to miss a day, and so she had told me, she said, well, you can't miss no days. If you miss a day, you're gonna be for my grade. But anyway, I had this here lady that was a psychology teacher, and I didn't know she was a minister. And I went to her, and we were in the hall, and I was telling her what happened. She said, "Oh no, baby, you gonna have this here." She said, "You get on that phone, you call that doctor back, and you tell him that you gonna come that day." And that woman prayed for me in the hall at BRCC. Now that touched my heart because ain't too many people gonna pray for you out in the open. But she prayed for me, and I had that surgery, and I didn't get docked with the class. Everything went on just as smooth. So I thank you for that. And a lot of people, you don't know that, what's going on with your eye.
Right.
And a lot of people don't have the knowledge. So this is good knowledge.
Yes,
So I
thank you
just
for
wanna
that.
tell you
Thank you. And one of our neighbors, Dr. Galvin Davis, that's Dr. and Mrs. Leroy Davis' son, he's an ophthalmologist, and he's done one of the first bionic eye surgeries in the state of Texas about a decade ago. Wow. So whenever there's anything wrong with my eye, I try to encourage his family and his parents to look at my condition in terms of the medication they have selected or told me to use in terms of drops. Thank you for that so much. And
So we have a motion by Vincent, second by Murphy. Any questions or comments related to the proclamation? Questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor of adopting this proclamation say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Motion passed. Motion carries. All right, item number 3, Dr.
Okay.
Benson.
This second one deals with Men's Health Awareness Month, so that could involve cataract as well. I don't want to smile. But men have a reluctance to go to their physician. I like to say, and I have some very fine female primary care physicians, whatever they tell me to do, I do it. And I used to tease one of my doctors, when I had a male doctor, I'll be out of my clothes so quick until he said, "Well, you don't have to take all your clothes off." Check everything, doctor. But I move adoption of this proclamation, Men's Health Awareness Month. And Mr. Attorney, if you'll be so kind as to read that.
Yes.
Add a little levity. Yes.
Only in Baker.
Yeah. Proclamation, Men's Health Awareness Month. Whereas despite advances in medical technology and research, men continue to live an average of 5 years less than women, with African American men having the lowest life expectancy. Whereas educating the public and health care providers about the importance of a healthy lifestyle and early detection of male health problems will result in reducing rates of mortality from disease. Men who are educated about the value that preventative health can play in prolonging their lifespan and their role as productive family members will be more likely to participate in health screenings. Whereas the Men's Health Network worked with Congress to develop a national men's health awareness period as a special campaign to help educate men, boys, and their families about the importance of positive health attitude and preventative health practices. Whereas the citizens of Baker are encouraged to increase awareness of the importance of a healthy lifestyle, regular exercise, and medical checkups. Now, therefore, the mayor and the city council of the city of Baker, Louisiana, do hereby proclaim and declare that the month of June 2025 shall be known as Men's Health Awareness Month in Baker, Louisiana. In witness whereof we are here to set our hands, cause the seal of the great city of Baker to be affixed this 24th day of June 2025. Signed, Darnell Waits, Mayor. Dr. Charles Vincent, President of the Council. Rochelle Dunn, Council Member. Robert Young, Council Member. Cedric Murphy, Council Member. Desiree Collins, Council Member.
Thank you so much. I move adoption of this resolution.
Second.
We have a motion by Vincent, second by Murphy. Any questions or comments before we call for the vote? Questions, comments? Hearing none, I'll just call for the vote. We'll start with District 1.
District 1 votes yes.
District 2?
District 2 votes yes.
District 3?
Yes.
District 4?
Yes.
District 5?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome. Thank you. All right, item number 1 on the new business is council leadership for 2025-26. And Dr. Benson, I think that this is your deal here. I think we had a system on how we were doing
That's
that.
right. That's right.
And so I, from looking at the past minutes, the vice president will move into the president's position, but I don't know who the vice president would be. It would be
No, Councilwoman
it would be Councilwoman Dunn or Councilwoman Collins. Which one? Which one of y'all?
You? I am not sure.
Okay.
I think
I
it
thought
was-
when
Yeah,
we
we had
established,
said-
I thought we had put the pecking order in terms of the percentage.
Yeah, I don't know the percentage. I don't know what the percentage. Council Clerk, do we know? Do we have the percentages on who's going to be the vice president?
So for clarity, for everybody in the audience who's trying to figure out how that decision is made, it currently stands that it's dependent on the number of people who were registered to vote and the percentage of people who did vote. And so whichever districts had the greatest number of votes, that person becomes the president, the other person becomes the vice president. Am I clear, Council?
That's
Yeah, that's
correct,
correct.
ma'am.
And so just so that everyone's clear on what's happening, and do you all get to vote on who's president, vice president? Do we vote on president, vice president? As it stands currently, according to our documentation, it is based on the voting, the people who voted. So in the last election, whichever person got the greatest number of people who came out and voted and had the highest number of votes is president. And then the following person would be the person who has the second amount of highest votes. And so right now they're looking on, more than likely, Councilman Dunn is looking on the Louisiana voters page to see the votes from the previous election to look at that number.
Yeah, we should have had that before. We should have had that before we
We'll
came
find
in
it.
here. We'll find it. We should have had that before that. I'm sorry about
I
that.
thought we decided once, because it was unusual this term, in that both myself and Councilman Murphy
But
did
the-
not have opposition.
But so
So he kind of said,
yeah, he just said let you do it, so
But
it's
we-
automatic for vice president. But
that's right.
between those
But we
two,
we decided then, I think. So
Yeah, they have it. It's on record. They had all who came all
Yes.
before.
I
always
think
do
I
that.
don't know the
Because I
numbers.
think
So
Robert gonna end up being
Yeah.
raised.
Yeah, he last.
No, you gonna end
last.
up being the vice.
No,
I know, but
I had
you
runoff.
Yeah, you had to
I
run
know,
out.
but you'll
So.
still end up being the vice president.
So we'll get the numbers. I'm sorry, we should have had the numbers here. All right. Okay. All right. So we will come back to that when somebody's going to find them numbers for me. I know they are. I'm waiting on them to come in. So we'll go ahead and we'll move on to the public meetings for the budget. There are 6 ordinances that we have to approve. Go ahead. Yeah, we scheduled it. Item number 2, we scheduled that work session. We already on the minutes for the date. Yeah, June 10th, July 10th at 3 p.m. And I think we'll do another motion. I get a motion to accept that date because it's on the agenda. And time. Can I get a motion to accept that date and time?
Mayor, I'll make a motion to accept the date of July the 10th to be our work session.
At 3 p.m. 3 p.m. So I'll get a second. Second by Young. Any questions or comments for that? We read what it was about, what the work session is about. Schedule a work session for Thursday, July the 10th at 3 p.m. for an open meetings law presentation by the Attorney General's office. That's what it's for. Any questions or comments? We'll call for the vote once again. Start at District 1.
District 1 vote
District 2.
District 2.
District 3.
Yes.
District 4.
yes.
District 5.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you, Secretary, for that. All right, we still haven't found the numbers that I'm looking for. Angela, can we get with somebody to get the numbers that we need to try to find out what we're looking for, please? I appreciate it.
I think we decided that already.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, that we decided that a year ago.
Exactly right.
Yeah,
So
I
somebody
mean,
would not get a turn.
yeah, but we already knew that. Yeah, let's go ahead on and do the ordinances real quick. We can come back to it, okay? All right, so it's 6 ordinances here for the budget. The budget has been laying out now for 3 weeks. We talked about the budget, and one of the highlights of the budget is the 4% raise that we have for all the employees, not the contracts, but all the employees in civil service. Okay, I think we added 1 or 2 part-timers in there. I think we did. The raise is 15.5 million dollars. I think it's close to 16, somewhere along there. We kind of trimmed it down. We're trying to trim it down a little bit, but understand that a balanced budget means that you have to have the revenues and the expenses have to be balanced, and it is a balanced budget. I know you guys have called and asked any questions on it. So we're going to go into a public meeting. We're going to start with item number 1, adopt ordinance 2025-7. And this is the ordinance to adopt the operating budget or the general fund. Is there any questions or comments? This is a public hearing. Any questions, any comments? This is a public hearing. Any questions or comments on ordinance 2025-7? This is a public hearing. Any questions or comments from the circle, from the colleagues? Anybody?
Let me just thank Mary Sue for answering my question via text. Thank you.
So if we don't have any questions or comments, hearing none, I'll go ahead and entertain a motion to adopt this.
Mr. Mayor, Mr. Mayor, I motion to adopt ordinance 25-7, 2025-7, to adopt the operating budget of the general fund.
All right, we got a motion by Murphy, second by Young. Any comments before we take the vote? Any comments? Any questions before we take the vote? Hearing none, I'll go ahead and call for the vote. Start with District 1.
District 1 votes yes.
District 2.
District 2 votes
District 3.
3. Yes.
District 4.
Yes.
District 5.
Yes.
Motion carries on item number 1. Item number 2, adopt ordinance 2025-8, an ordinance to adopt the operating budget of the special revenue funds. Special revenue funds. All right. Special revenue funds. This is a public meeting. Any questions or comments on the special special revenue funds? This is a public meeting. All right. Any questions and comments from the circle? Anybody? All right. I'll entertain a motion to adopt ordinance 2025-8, and this ordinance to adopt the operating budget of special revenue funds. I entertain a motion.
I so move we adopt ordinance 2025-8, an ordinance to adopt the operating budget for special revenue funds, revenue and expenditures for the city of
I entertain a second.
Second.
Second. Motion by Vincent, second by Murphy. Any questions or comments? Questions or comments? Questions or comments? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. We'll start with District 1.
Yes.
District 2. District 2.
Vote yes.
District 3.
Yes.
District 4.
Yes.
District 5.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Do I need to be on, we wasn't on mic, so could we be on mic to say yes?
Yeah.
Okay. My
Di-
vote is yes.
District 2, yes.
District 3, yes.
All right. District 2, District 4,
Yes.
District 5.
Yes.
All right. Motion carries. All right. Adopt ordinance 2025-9. And this ordinance is to adopt the capital budget and the capital program of government funds for the city of Baker. This is a public meeting. Any questions or comments on item 3, ordinance 2025-9? This is a public meeting. Any questions? Any comments? Any questions or comments from the circle on item number 3, ordinance 2025-9? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adopt this ordinance. Motion.
I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance 2025-9, an ordinance to adopt the capital budget and capital program governmental fund, City of Baker.
I have a motion by Young. And then taking a second. Got a second by Murphy. Any questions or comments? Any questions or comments? Questions, comments? Hearing none, I'm going to go ahead and call for the vote. We'll start at District 1.
District 1, yes.
District 2.
District 2, yes.
District 3.
District 3, yes.
District 4.
Yes.
District 5.
Yes.
Motion carries. Okay. Item number 4. Adopt ordinance 2025-10. And this ordinance is adopt a budget of utility fund revenues and expenditures. This is a public hearing. Any questions or comments? Any questions or comments? It's a public hearing. No questions and comments from the audience. We'll start at the circle. Any questions or comments? No questions or comments? I'll entertain a motion to adopt item number 4, ordinance 2025-10. Ordinance to adopt the budget of utility fund revenues, expenditures. I get a motion.
I make a motion that we adopt ordinance 2025-10 and ordinance adopting the budget of utility funds and revenue expenditures and capital improvement for the City of Baker.
All right, we have a motion by Dunn.
Second.
Second by Murphy. Any questions or comments? Questions or comments? Any questions or comments? No questions or comments. I'll start with the vote. We'll start with District 5.
Yes.
District 4.
Yes.
District 3.
Yes.
District 2.
Yes.
District 1.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you, guys. Item number 5. Adopt ordinance 2025-11. This ordinance is to adopt the budget of the cemetery fund revenues, expenditures, and capital improvements. This is a public meeting. Any questions or comments? Public meetings. Any questions or comments? No questions or comments from the audience. Any questions or comments from the circle? Hearing none, can I entertain a motion to adopt ordinance 2025-11? And this ordinance is to adopt the budget of the cemetery fund revenues and expenditures and capital improvements of the City of Baker. Can I entertain a motion?
Mr. Mayor, I motion to adopt ordinance 2025-11 and ordinance to adopt the budget of cemetery fund revenues, expenditures, and capital improvements for the City of Baker.
I entertain a second.
Second.
Second by Dunn. Any questions and comments? Any questions or comments? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. We'll start with District 5.
Yes.
District 4.
Yes.
District 3.
Yes.
District 2.
Yes.
District 1.
Yes.
Motion carries. Almost there, you guys. All right, item number 6. Adopt ordinance 2025-12. This ordinance is to adopt the budget of sewer revenue fund revenues, expenditures, and capital improvement. This is a public hearing. This is a public hearing. Any questions, any comments? No questions or comments from the audience. Any questions or comments from the circle? No questions or comments. I'll entertain a motion to adopt ordinance 2025-12, and this ordinance is to adopt the budget of sewer revenue fund revenues, expenditures, and capital improvements of the City of Baker. I entertain a motion.
I make a motion that we adopt ordinance 25-12 and ordinance adopting the budget of sewer revenue funds, expenditures, and capital improvement for the City of Baker.
Second.
I have a motion by Dunn, second by Vincent. Any questions or comments before I call for the vote? Any questions or comments before I call for the vote? Hearing none, I'll start with District 1.
District 1 votes yes.
District 2.
District 2 vote yes.
District 3.
Yes.
4.
Yes.
District 5.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you, colleagues. Appreciate you. All right. All right. Okay. All right. We got announcements. We'll start with District 2. Councilmember Dunn.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. One thing that I want to announce is about our fishing tournament. It's August the 9th, and we have committed the Poly Club, who's going to be one of the sponsors, and Mary Silva and her lovely husband over there are going to be dropping out fish in the pond for us. So That means y'all need to get out there in that heat and get busy and everything. Yes, sir. But I appreciate you too. I thank you for doing that. I really do, both of you and Mary Sue. Also, it's gonna be a fun day in the park, and we're gonna have Chief Dunn is gonna do some nachos and cheese. We're gonna have a funnel cake truck along with a snowball truck. What's the date and time? It's gonna start from 8 to 2. What will be the time? August the 9th. So we're going to have some flyers. My Miss Audrey had been on vacation, and so with her and Kamara, they're going to be putting the flyer together for us. And so when we come back to our next meeting, we should have the flyers to start passing out. And we're going to be working with other vendors as well to help us with this project. Thank you.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay.
Oh, one more thing. I just want to thank Anthony and Charles. Giles. And I do want to send out a special shout out to my constituent, Vessel. I sent the mayor the pictures. He was out there helping y'all out. You know, he was out there. I was going down Groom Road, and I looked up down Hoover, and there he was backed up with his truck with the saw cutting down. So I went over there. I said, "You think you need some help with the city?" And he looked at me, and I said, "Don't worry about it. I'll get you some help." But I thank y'all for coming. But, you know, we got a good person that really helps. So I want to shout out to my constituents, one of the best constituents. I got a lot of good ones, but he go beyond worrying me. He going to call me when everything is wrong, and he going to call me when everything is right. So he do both. So if he's listening or here, I just want to let him know I appreciate him. Thank you, Mayor.
I knew it. Thank you. We're good to go. Knew you had a little bit more left. All right, Dr. Benson, item number 2.
Okay, in terms of hurricane preparedness, our Entergy personnel has already told us about that. And the Waste Pro information is concerning the fact there's been a little confusion. But I think if you have limbs or something that you put in your front yard, you need to call Waste Pro and give them your address and let them pick it up. Am I correct on that?
I thought we talked about this last time.
Yes.
Maybe it's just me, because I'm...
No. My neighbors are to put various things on the Facebook.
So they can
internet.
call Waste Pro, but I prefer that you call here too.
Okay.
So we talked about the garbage cans. You call here. Here's why. Because they call. If we know, we can go back and do the follow-up. That's just the best way to do it. And we got people riding to do that, and that's fine. But if you have the address, just call Waste Pro for the limbs. Okay, for the tree limbs. Now, sometimes those limbs are under wires, they're under trees, and then we have to make the adjustments. So we call Public Works. Public Works come down. They will chop it up some more, get it from under the leaves, from under the wires, so Waste Pro can get it. So that's why we need to know.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much for reiterating that for me, Mayor.
Okay.
Does anyone know why they put that, and I know it's above my pay grade, as I told my homeowners association, you cannot make a left turn going towards Scotlandville on 19 into Greenwood Park. I think it's an item of crashes and people taking chances there. At Rafe Meyer, if you turn going into Greenwood Park, they have a no left turn sign there. And I've asked my representative, I know will get back with me, but does anyone in the circle or in the audience know why you're unable to make a left turn going south on 19 to turn into Greenwood Park? They have a no left turn sign there.
Entrance?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So how are you supposed to get there? You're supposed to go all the way down and do it.
People have been going down and turning back in. I wonder if when they were remodeling the zoo and they were working on that entryway, that's a sign that's been left from the remodeling.
No, it was kind of put after they'd done the remodeling.
They have the light there, though. The light is still working.
No, but the light is not an arrow.
Okay, it's not there. Yeah, we know.
There's
Well,
no
we,
turning lane.
okay, so they were supposed to go back and redo that. So
I'm gonna call Fred.
I'll call Joshua Stoops. He's a representative from DOTD.
Yes, Joshua was at the meeting last evening. Did a good job. I didn't think that. I think
Right.
someone may have been asking
Right.
from my
But
constituents.
the long-range plan is for them to put a turning lane, put a fifth lane there. That's
Yes.
the long-range plan. I saw that plan, so, but I'll call Joshua to get somebody to come out and take a look at
Okay,
that.
okay. Very
I'm
good.
glad you tried. I mean, how long has it been like that?
About since the zoo opened, really.
Been open for a while?
And
Well, I
it's been,
probably ain't paid it attention. 'Cause
I haven't
turned
either.
left.
Most people did. I had not
turned
paid
left.
attention, but
But
I
it's been at
just
least
turned
4
left
months.
anyway. I've been breaking the law
I
there.
have noticed a few accidents though.
Yes, in the past.
Well,
yeah.
just so you know, the city, on accidents, the city shouldn't have any liability.
Any
because
that's a state
it's not
road.
our,
Yeah,
exactly, it's not
yeah,
our road.
It's not our road, but
That's correct.
it's a safety call. So whenever y'all see that, just let me know. I'm gonna call Joshua and see what's up. But I do know that they're gonna do a left lane, a fifth lane on that road. That's gonna be the new entrance into the zoo.
That's correct.
So I appreciate that, Dr. Vincent. That's
Yes.
a good case.
At the meeting last evening, in addition to Kelly being there was about 3 other individuals there that gave out some great information. The Power Coalition, and she did not have one of her cards, is involved with formerly incarcerated persons. And that's an issue that Senator Danny Davis, native Arkansas, but Congressman from Illinois, has been on for decades in Washington. I don't know if Danny has retired or not, but that's an issue that he's been working on. So there is some information on how that's going. We also had persons from the Insurance Commission there, and a question was asked by our senator. She indicated, and I've got to check it out, that lights on Plank Road will not come on unless there are cars kind of approaching them as opposed to walkers. I check Plank Road pretty regularly at night to see if those lights are on. Mayor, is there some kind of issue with the lights on Plank Road?
That's a
I
state
know-
highway. It's another highway that doesn't belong.
Okay.
So that's a Joshua Stoops question.
Okay, very good. Does anybody in the audience know anything about the lights
Unless they're
there,
engineers.
why they will not
I don't know. I mean, it's to the program, but we'll ask Joshua Stooks that. We'll
Okay,
talk to him about it.
very good. And the other persons there, in addition to Kelly, were people from the Louisiana Health and Workforce. They were there and made very fine presentations. And anyone want to talk to me about what I learned from that, I'll talk with them after the meeting. That's all I have, Mayor.
Okay. All right. Anybody else? Anybody else in the circle?
Openly thank everyone for your participation in the Family Day in the Park that was hosted 2 weeks ago. Thank you for your show of support and for making it be the success that it was for the community. Thanks again.
Yeah, that was really. I'm just going to move on to administrative matters real quick. But that was really a great event. And I just want to say this, okay? So, because we got to stay focused on where we're going together. And it's a big deal. You know, I hear people say all the time, there's nothing for my kids to do in Baker. And I get frustrated with that. I really do get frustrated because every day the recreation department is doing something for kids in Baker. Now, we do have an issue after school when those big kids get out. We do have an issue with that. But some of that is not us. Some of that is what the parents have for them to do, too. But when it comes to programs, for the things that we're involved with, we have it there. And so we spend a lot of time putting information on what's going on. Gerald Collins and those people, they're working their butts off over there in those programs. But what frustrates me is that when I go there to the program, I see kids from everywhere else. We do have kids from Baker, and Anthony is sitting out there. We have football programs, basketball programs, and Gerald it's not about athletics. They're growing men, they're growing young men and women over there. A lot of things going on over there. So get out and go support that. And when you hear people talking about there's nothing for my kids to do, shoot that down. Okay? We live in a stage now where you got to stop that rumor, because if you let that rumor go and you know better, you just like the rumor. You just as bad as the people that's putting it out there, because that's not the truth. There's a lot going on. He has 2 or 3 programs going on at the same time over there. So get your grandkids, get your kids involved. We're working with the school systems to get that done. And that family in the park, that was huge. That was a huge event where they had all those little kids and and what's amazing is that those T-ball teams are led by female coaches. And they're doing their things out there. So we have those type of things for you to go out and see what's going on and get involved with. So do that. And if you start doing that, that'll stop that rumor control, and people know that we're doing stuff. They'll get the right information. Let me move on to some things real quick so we can get out of here tonight. The Mayor Prayer Breakfast is on Friday morning. We changed the time to 7 o'clock. So, you know, for most of y'all who was getting in there at 7:30, we're going to start at 7:30. The food is going to be good, and Senator Regina Barrow is going to be the guest speaker. We'll have you out of there and back to your job in no time, but tickets are $7. So come bring somebody that you know. If you've never been to one of the prayer breakfasts, we do it a little differently. And what we're doing is we're celebrating that year, last year to this year. We're talking about resiliency and how we went from that year to this year to be here. It is grateful for us to still be here and operating the way we operate and doing the things that we're doing. So make sure that you come out there. The LMA convention is July the 29th, you guys, from July the 31st.
Yes.
It's going to be in Lake Charles. I don't know whether, I think we've already got you guys set up. We just need you to be there. It's going to be a big time. So the 2025 Discrete Rehabilitation Program has started. So now we got a lot of projects going on. And I was in Walmart the other day, and a gentleman came up to me. I can't tell you how he said it, but this is what he said. He said, man, you got a lot of going on around here, and we appreciate it. And that's good to hear that. Sometime, you know, because what I've been hearing is why they got all that dust going on Levy Lane, and why all this going on and this and that, and we understand that. But Levy Lane is going to be ours, and we're not going to rush that issue with Levy Lane, because the minute they get it done, and me and Dr. Vincent, I think we're talking about this the other day, they're doing the sewage lines on there. And so we got everything we wanted. We had to wait a while, but we got what we wanted. And that's the same thing going on with Groom Road. We're going to wait. We're going to ask them what we want for that road, for Groom Road, but Levy Lane is going to be nice. We're going to, and then as soon as they get that sewage done on that road, then we're going to put that walk path and that bike path over there, Ms. Murphy, where those kids, you can walk from those subdivisions all the way over there, walk to the park, walk all the way over to down Levy Lane, walk all the way back, cross the street, and walk down again because of the programs that we had. Robert and Dr. Young been working on bike paths and walking forever, Dr. Vincent. And so we've gotten it. We became a part of that. We spent the money to get the surveys, to get everything done to do that. And so that's coming. So just be patient. Hopefully we can get it done. Now, the other streets, we've done streets for almost every year. I think 6 years. I think we skipped a couple of years so we could do some sidewalks, but we are doing the streets. But don't be hating on Charlie Drive because I finally got my street done where I live at. Okay, we got everybody's street done where they are. Everybody, oh, you got your street done. Yeah, we don't get nothing done. We always have to wait to last because somebody's going to say something. But we're going all the way around there. We're going to be out across the tracks over in Desiree's area. We're going to work there. We're going to continue to redo the streets. And every year that money come in, we're going to plan that to redo those streets. But what's happening is when we redo the streets, they think they race car. They think they race tracks. Now they driving faster because the streets are smoother. But we're going to continue to do that. And we are working on a program that we're testing for the sidewalks. Okay, we're working on that. We have a contract now, a small contract that we paying for. We're going to start around City Hall fixing those cracks that's coming up, and then we're going to dispatch those people out to certain areas. We have been picking up sidewalks if they broke, but what happens is people say, I thought they said they were coming back. The price of a cement truck to come for 4 houses is not worth it, okay? We're trying to have at least 10 or 15 houses on there. We bring that cement truck in to be able to pour it. So that's just being efficient with what we have. So I don't have to be fussing with my finance people all the time about them sidewalks, what they're supposed to have. So that's what we got going on. Okay. I want to thank Mary Sue Stages and those young ladies up there in finance. You know, this is we've been sitting here for years. We've had a balanced budget since we came in office in 2016. That might not be a big deal to some of y'all, but for a mayor and a council, that's a real big deal to be able to balance a budget and give raises. We've been giving raises, not every year, but we've given raises. Our bills get paid on time, and then we're doing things. Now, when we're able to do that, we're able to get grants. Continue to do more. Like that grant that she talked about there, we can do that because our finances are in good shape. They're not always perfect all the time, and our audits are good. So it's important. That's how you run stuff. That engine is running well. So when you hear that it's not out there, you tell them that it is. They can come and look at anything we got anytime to do that. And the fact that we trimmed this budget down, we trimmed it down to $15 million and still gave a 4% raise, that's a big deal to that finance director up there managing that. So let's give her a big round of applause here because she's doing a great job for that. I appreciate that. And that's all I have, and I will move.
Let me just ask you a question, man.
Okay.
At one time, we could kind of know what streets, if we had a street in our district.
We sent it. I've already sent it to you, but I got another list. I'll send it to you again.
Okay, we got another. Okay, I
Yeah.
haven't gotten it yet.
All right.
Okay.
So we can hold it down, y'all. So we can. So we sent the streets out. Dr. Vince, I'm just telling you, y'all pretty much done. Okay. You probably got one or two streets.
Yeah, just
Let's get
easy.
somebody else.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. All right. So look, here's what we got, y'all. So the president and do I need to take a vote on this? Just adopt accept the new leadership, Ms. Secretary?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. All right, so I think we came up, this is right. So,
Okay.
you want to
But I don't know if you have to do it. Complain about you not following the rules or following, so keep down.
yeah.
Let her just go ahead and make a motion to keep down. Oh, I'm gonna take this to my.
All right, let's hold it down. All right. Okay, so Councilmember Murphy will be the new incoming president starting in July, and the vice president would be Councilmember Dunn. Let's give them a big round of applause for that. Big round of applause for that. And so what I need to do, Dr. Benson, is that I need to entertain a motion to go ahead and accept the new slate of leadership.
I make that motion, and only if you get me on a helicopter as I fly from my position.
We got you. We got you. You know, Papa Terry's probably got a helicopter pad over there. So we got a motion from Vincent. We need to get a second. Get a second from.
A second.
Your second?
Absolutely.
Yes. Second from Councilmember Collins. We'll go ahead and call for the vote. We'll start with District 1. Hold on. Well, wait a minute. So the motion is that we accept the slate. Is that the right word?
Slate.
Slate.
Slate of new leadership.
The slate of new leadership, which is
Murphy.
the president, Councilmember Murphy, Vice President, Councilmember Dunn. All right. Any questions or comments? Any questions or comments? We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments?
I do have for clarifying.
Yes.
We explained to everyone how those numbers were determined because Vincent was president last time. He's vice president. Now he is president. And when we were talking about the numbers as far as who was elected and why, right, and the percentage, what we have, is it, the question would be, is it by percentage or is it by the number of votes?
By the number of votes they won.
By the number of votes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so if it's in fact by the
Which would be the percentage in most cases, but maybe not.
Right.
Not the
Some
same.
people not vote. Okay, it's not the same.
It's
Okay.
not the same. So council member Dunn with District 2 had 293 people who voted for her out of a total of 509 people in her district who voted. So me, myself, there were a total of 279 people who voted. I won by 185 people who voted. So because Councilman Dunn's number is 293, and her number of people who voted on that day is higher, then that is why she has that the position of becoming vice president to Cedric Murphy. And then in the following year, I'll be vice president as she takes president. Do they have anyone who have any questions or comments?
I have a comment, because if you're going by that equation, what if there's nobody there running against, so you're choice but to vote for that person?
That's a good question. So if they ran unopposed, well, they
Yep.
did run
Well, that's what
unopposed.
Yeah, they ran unopposed. Yeah.
No, I didn't run unopposed.
Right.
Dr. Vincent and
Right.
Cedric.
Ms. Councilman
Councilman Murphy.
ran unopposed. And what they did was they chose to let Dr. Vincent be the president first. And then he humbled himself and he became the vice president. So the council, we make the decision on that board.
Yeah, it's strictly,
Yeah.
yeah, it's their decision, internal decision.
Yeah.
They just kind of informing the public.
So we have a motion. Good question, though. We have,
Does that clarify your question?
That's, I was
Yeah.
just explaining,
Yeah.
just, yes, I was just sharing what had happened at first when you were, okay.
all right, so, all right, so we have a motion and a second. I can't, they're killing me. They telling me stuff, so I'm so just structured, and when I get off, I get off. So we have a motion and a second. Any more questions? That was a good question. Did you get that? That was a good question. Ms. Hortman, that was a good question. So we have a motion and a second. Have no other comments, no other comments, no other questions? Questions, comments? We'll go ahead and call for the vote. We'll start with District 1.
We have a suggestion here.
Dr. Tony, Karen Baker. I get what you're saying. That's a question that many of us had. What happens if multiple of y'all, 3, 4 of y'all run unopposed? I think the way y'all doing it right now is going to make a bigger conflict. I think it should be on the percentage based upon your voter turnout. You had 30.1% come out in your area. You had like in the lower 20s. You all won unanimously because no one was opposed. So just the way that y'all are doing it right now won't make sense from a number standpoint. So I think y'all need to rethink that. I have a suggestion. I'll just email it to your council clerk, and then y'all can review it. But it's faulty the way it is right now.
Again, I'm sorry. Again, this is an internal decision. So
Right.
if they decide just on a gentleman's and ladies' agreement that they don't even count votes,
Right.
they can do that.
And
They just have to let you know they came to a decision.
Yeah,
There's no law that governs that, so it's not faulty.
It's not a policy. It's not anything. They just came to agreement. If we come to that, then they can always adjust to that. If we have that, they can adjust to that. That's on them. And I think I think because we've wasted a lot of time with this over the years, and I think it's a good deal. Just go by the number of votes, and we'll go from there. One person doesn't get a chance to do it, and that's that. I mean, it's not such a big deal. Because we still all work together anyway. So if we had that, it's a good deal to come and have a alternate way to do it. But it's not a policy in place. It's just something that they come to an agreement with as the council.
Yeah.
So
Policy.
yeah, I know.
It's faulty. It's going to be problematic.
If something like that happens in the future, then they can adjust to it. You're right.
Want everyone to know when I first came in, I was trying to understand how does that decision made, right? Do we then turn in pieces of paper like we did when we were school and write down who we think should be president, vice president, among what we think about each other's ability to lead? Was one of the questions I had. But then, the ordinance was already established, and this is the way that it went.
It's not an ordinance.
Excuse me. The choice was established in the way that it was going. So I appreciate, and this is open for, it's a democratic meeting. So it's open for feedback from everyone else. And so Dr. Tony, I appreciate you emailing us your perspective, and anyone else who has a perspective or idea, I think it should be governed by the people. So if you have that feedback, please email that to us. You have my number. Text me the feedback, and so we can put it into consideration. But this decision for today, because it hasn't been done before now, is the way that it's going to go currently, and then we can definitely propose it moving forward, because I think it should be something that's open to the community.
And let me just give a little history in terms of perspective on this. When I first came on the council is elected the same man as chairman on several occasions.
Right.
It was an issue that they dissolved, as our attorney said, among themselves, among ourselves, and it was not. But we'll look forward to your comments. But that's the way it was done, and it was kind of gentleman agreement kind of things. And,
It changes from time to time, and so if you go back and look at the history, Dr. Tony, just go back and look at the minutes. It's changed over the last 20 years depending on the council. And I think the last council, I think we had the agreement, and then they went to something else. That didn't work, and so they went back. So that's why it's their call. How they want to govern themselves is their call. But you got a good point that you can add to the list. So send that, because if that does come up, then you can use that to go in. We'll have to come up with something else. But go back and do the history, because I know you go back and look at stuff, and it happens there. And, well, it's changed a whole lot depending on the group of people that was, it's changed a whole lot. And it's got heated over the years, too. Just go back 10 years and take a look at it. Yeah, further than that. Huh?
That if you have a good council and you're working together, then things move smooth.
Right.
But if you have a council that's always negative and not positive, then that's when you're going to have the problems. But when you can get a group of people together that's willing to work with each other, then that's what you should do. You should work with each other. That's our goal. Our goal is to work with each other and not complicate things for our constituents, or to make extra problems for our constituents. We should come as a body and be on one accord. And when we can't be on one accord, then we're not going to even succeed in this here community. We just not. We're going to be always in division. All our life, we're going to always be in division. That's my thought.
Well, yeah, that's good. So we still need to vote and go ahead and just and bring this. That's what I've been trying to get to for a minute. So, but good conversation on it. But I think right now where we are is good. But I mean, I done seen it. I just seen it just go crazy when we tried to do other way. We've been here. We've had work sessions. I think in the past, Dr. Vincent, you've been here for a long time.
Yeah.
You know how it goes. So we have a motion and a second. We have a motion by, who made the motion? Dr. Vincent made the motion.
I don't think I made this one concerning
The
leadership.
Yeah, the slate coming in. We still need to go ahead and vote.
I thought someone had made it, but if not, I'll make it.
Collins made the motion. She second.
No, she's second. You made the motion.
Right.
Yeah.
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 I know
All
there's been so much going on.
Yeah.
You made the motion, Councilman.
Vincent and Collins. Okay, there you go. That's Vincent and Collins. Any more questions? Any more? Anything else? All right. Call for the vote. District 1.
Yes.
District 2.
Yes.
District 3.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Yes. Again. Motion carries. Thank you. All right. Let's give him a big round of applause.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Okay, so there's nothing else on the agenda.
I got.
Go ahead, sir.
Our attorney is retiring, and I think you wanted to have some closing.
I was going to give it to him. I was
Okay,
going to
you
get to him. And so, Mr. City Attorney, go ahead and give you a few minutes, sir, to do some closing remarks.
Sure, yeah. A couple of minutes. I came to the city of Baker in the capacity of prosecutor back on July 1st, 2004. Mayor Rito had just been elected mayor. I had met him twice, I think, before that. I didn't really know him, but we had walked the streets together over in college, off of, where the school is, Leland, right. Helping either Plaisance or Trey Welch, I don't know. One of them was running, and I was just asked to. So I met him. Then he runs, he gets selected. And I was driving up 19, heading north, and he saw me like a couple of days before July 1st, waved me down, said he'd been trying to reach me, asked me would I please prosecute. I initially told him no, because I was already prosecuting as a state prosecutor across the river. But long and the short of it, they researched it because it's two separate entities, and he asked me to come on board, so I did. I served under him for 3 terms. His last term, I became city attorney when Ron Wall, who was a great friend of mine and was very supportive in my role as a prosecutor for 8 years, retired. Took office, asked me to stay on, and I've been with him for, 2 terms in 1 year. My first experience with Baker, I was a law school student, I had graduated from law school. Cleo Fields, candidate Cleo Fields, we were in the same class. He was running for the Senate. We had an idea, because I was helping him, to roll up a white limousine at the student union at Southern, because we needed to register young voters to have a chance. And we did that. So I get in the thing, and we got about 10 students, and I'm thinking we're going to Baton Rouge to register them. And we pulled up at the lobby of where the courthouse, where the city court is. That was my first time, other than visiting Bethany once or twice. So when I came here, I came and I asked Dr. Vincent and other council members at that time, as prosecutor, to allow me to establish by ordinance a pretrial diversion program, which DA's offices were doing, which I was familiar with. I don't think there was another city prosecutor or city court in the state at that time that had one. And the reason for that is to give people who have committed a crime for the first time, be it DWI, shoplifting, whatever, a chance to avoid actually getting a criminal record. And you guys supported me. I didn't know anybody, but y'all helped me do that. So it's been 21 years, and I want y'all to know that my greatest pride is literally having helped anywhere between 2,000 and over 3,000 people. The staff could count it up over the years to take advantage of that. And in one case, it was a track team from one of the universities whom I shall leave unnamed. Don't make any assumptions. But it was during the Christmas break, and those kids had to stay on campus, came to our Walmart, was hungry or something, picked up something, and they came in begging me, don't tell my coach. They were scholarship students. We were able to get them in. That's the reason for that. And so, I prosecuted for 8 years here, and I've been city attorney for 13 as of June 30th this year. And it's been totally a labor of love for me. And I just want to express my thanks to Mayor Rito, because when he came in, he steadied the city and that council, those councils he worked with. They steadied the ship. There was stuff was kind of all over the place. And then when Waits gets elected, given, I believe, his experience in logistics, all those years in the military, and this kind of high energy he has, we've been able to make significant progress. And as city attorney, I've always tried to advise the council and let them decide, because that's their job to decide. And sometimes we've had a few setbacks. Dr. Vincent, remember when we were trying to get the Walgreens on Plank?
Yes.
But the property was too close to the school, and by ordinance we couldn't do it. Well, we were able to amend it, convince the council to do that, cut an agreement, and so you have that there. So there's been a lot of different challenges. But if you notice, the last few years, there's been a lot of progress with businesses. And so I would just encourage you guys as I leave to continue to work as a team, because you're a team of not just professionals, but you're everyday people. And you've been doing a very, very good job, like you were saying. As much as you can, work as one, and when you disagree, agree to disagree and just keep moving, you know what I mean? But make a decision. And so I would just like to express my thanks. I'll still be around. I'll still be close. I'm still a Baker person, right? Irrespective. I will always be here close, and I will always be involved in putting my 2 cents in to make certain that we continue to have good, honest leadership with integrity. And so I'll close with these 2 statements, and I'll shut up. A couple of statements. And if there's some young people listening, they want to take note. A fact, and this is not just a lawyer talking, this is reality. A fact is information without emotions. right? An opinion is information that can sometimes be shaped by experience, and sometimes that opinion could be skewed if your experience is negative or based upon wrong information. Ignorance is an opinion without knowledge, and stupidity is an opinion that rejects the facts. When there's failure, and this has been the motto of this man here sitting as mayor, Rito as well, Dr. Vincent, and pretty much every council member that I've sat with, I would say, I can't say 100%, but 99.9% of the council members that I've served with, they've had this philosophy. Failure is simply the opportunity to start over again, but more intelligently the next time. Finally, I have really enjoyed the fact, because I've been around politics at different levels, all the way to D.C., and I'm a person, I'm a lawyer, so I keep my secrets, especially with attorney-client. But I can say of this particular mayor and Mayor Rito, they were an argument of integrity, and they never asked me to give a legal opinion other than just be impartial, and hopefully your opinion will kind of side on what I want to do. I don't at the time. I've never gotten any pushback. I've never seen them try and sidestep the law or anything ethical, and I mean that. I don't flatter people. So that's why I say it's been a labor of love. And so finally, Proverbs 22:1 says, a good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, and loving favor rather than silver and gold. And I had a decent name, and that's why Mayor Rito sought me out. I didn't apply for this job. I was recruited because, by the grace of God, I had a decent name. And I intend to keep that, and I'll always be here to support Baker and Baker causes, and I'll always probably be a property owner in this city, So thank y'all very much, and I want to say that on behalf of me and my family. So God bless.
Well, we appreciate you. You've been there. And so we, you just don't know. A lot of times there's been a lot of disagreements between me and him over the last 8-9 years. We don't always agree, but he is the attorney. And so I have my job to do, he has his job to do, and you have to trust people to do their job. He's never steered me wrong. He's always been there as a colleague and a friend, always praying together. We've been through some tough times. So I do appreciate you because I remember the Sunday morning calls that I called. I know you getting ready to go to church, but you know me. Mary Sue can tell you I'm going to call you, and I'm bad with that. But if it's on my mind, I got to call because we got to keep it moving because we got a mission to do. So you and Dr. Vincent been here for a long time. And Dr. Vincent, he helped me to understand you in the beginning because I had to understand you. And he said a lot of great things about you. You taught him in school and stuff like that. So thank you. But I would tell you that God don't make no mistakes. And, sometimes when it's time to walk out that door, go open some more doors. Because you got to keep giving, you got to keep living into your time to go to see him. So let's give him another big round of applause. All right, you guys, we got a lot done tonight. So if we don't have anything else, I'll entertain a motion that we. Well, what?
Regarding Kim.
Regarding Ken, anybody else got anything to say regarding Ken? It's not on the agenda. Y'all got anything?
It's been a pleasure.
Okay. All right. So if we don't have anything else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion that we adjourn.
Go ahead.
I'm not understanding the description and the responsibility and the accountability that I'm supposed to be putting on my council person. So I need to know, what I should be expecting from my council representative when I'm in
All right, so I don't know who your council person is. Good question.
No, I mean just in general, period.
Who's the council person? Am I
hold
your
on.
council person?
No, hold on. Well, hold on. Here's the deal. That is an individual thing that you need to talk to your council person about, because when they run, they have different things that they got different philosophies how they do business. So this is my suggestion, and it's not on it. I'm gonna entertain it anyway. My suggestion is to sit down and talk to your council person face to face, find out what their philosophies are, and let them know what your needs are, and find out what they're working on. That's an individual deal. That's how you do that.
But I don't want to do it. I want to do it as a constituent.
That you are that person constituent.
In here, they have.
So that's about if you
Like a job title, they have the description of what you're supposed to be capable of handling and doing to fulfill this position, I'm saying.
yeah, they're legislators.
There are things that you have to be able to.
Yeah, they're legislators. They create laws and they assist in the running of the government of the city. That's what they do. Their district says that. That's what they do. That's what council people do and aldermen do. So they're responsible for those districts, and they have to work it. They work the people there. So you have to see what the philosophy is for that particular council person, because they go about their business differently. Everybody does.
Are they hired? Do they have hours? These are questions that I need to know, because I want to respect this person and I want to act in that protocol. You know, I want to be in that order.
Go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. We understand, but they're elected officials, these people that sit here, whoever they are, and of course, when they run for office, ideally you'll become aware of who's running so you can decide whether to vote for this person or not. But they're elected to pass laws and policies, right, in general, exactly like that. And so what happens is when they're in the council chamber is when they have most of their authority that they exercise, which is twice a month or special meetings. Day operations are done through the mayor's office. But if there's a need that needs to be addressed through day-to-day operations, what the mayor is saying, what's appropriate is to try and contact your elected official directly first, because that person will quickly have access to probably get what you need through the mayor's office, or you can obviously contact the mayor's office directly. But you need to sit down with whoever your representative is, whatever district you live in, and get to know that person so that, you can determine whether or not you agree with their philosophy or not, and let them know what your needs are. But they don't have a job description per se outside of what's on the ballot when they come up to run for office, and that is to be a policymaker, to pass laws and ordinances, and to pass the budget every year, once a year, like you just see them do tonight. That's their main priority and purpose.
I was talking in regards to serving the constituents in their district.
Okay.
I'm asking, a question is always, well, I got to ask the mayor. Do they supposed to have some knowledge or ability to research something and come back and let me know?
Well, okay, so look,
Because it's always, I got to ask the mayor.
So this is an agenda item, so I got what you're saying. So what we need to do, ma'am, is that, I'm going to say this again, whoever your council member is, we need to sit down, but you need to talk. This is not on the agenda item, and you've talked more. It's a good question, but my suggestion is to sit down and talk to whoever it is, because then, and ask them, the same thing that you're saying now, individually. Because if I have a problem with somebody, that's what I'm going to do. Hey, look, what's the deal? And I think that's a good deal. So thank you for your question. Can I get a motion to adjourn, you guys?
I make a motion that we adjourn.
All right. Got a motion by Dunn. Second by Murphy. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Hold on. Do we have any more questions and comments before we adjourn? Go ahead, Dr. Benson.
Let me just say this. Those are great questions. Thank you so much for that. I guess I've been around so long, and when a person approaches me and don't know who I am, I know they are not my constituent, although I will help them in any way I can. Now, the reason they would know is that I walked to every household and gave a magnet calendar with my picture, my number, my email and all of the main numbers for the city and beg them to put it on their refrigerator. Okay? Sometimes I do that every year, but I mean, I give them a new calendar, but it may not be that same magnet calendar. And I've gotten calls when I first started serving in this position. One of my good friends called me and asked me, said, "Where's your office, Doc?" I said, "It's in my bedroom." And I got a call one night at 3 o'clock in the morning. All three of our kids was away in college at different colleges at that point. My wife stood up in the bed. She jumped up, and she had a headache for the rest of that night. And the constituent held the phone out the door to let me listen to some dogs barking. Okay? And the next day, as soon as I got off of work, I came and sat on his sofa with him. And we went to his backyard, and his neighbor did have 6 beetles that was his nephew's beetles that he was going to pick up, the nephew, the next in a week. And so that solved that problem for him, but he had moved by the time the man moved. Very interesting situation. I told my pastor about this, and he put it in one of his sermons. But call us, any of us, and we'll try to help you with your issue. And the reason we go to the mayor is something that we can't handle, that's something he might know about. And we'll put it with him, and we'll discuss and solve your issues. But we do all kinds of things: potholes, dog barking, cleaning up the trash that them didn't pick up. I get it all. And my wife is in partnership with me, and I thank God for her. So she'll also know what we can do and kind of how to go about doing it.
Thank you. That's a better answer, because I just wanted to know if I was supposed to be looking for this particular person to address my issues, or if it was okay and not disrespectful.
No, we help one another in regards to that. Yes. We're in this together. Okay, thank you, Mayor. Go right ahead.
You got something, Councilmember Collins?
No, thank you.
All right. So we have a motion by Dunn, second by Vincent. Any questions or comments? Any more questions or comments? All right. Hearing none. All those in favor of adjourn, say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. We are adjourned. All right, we bring the order. Board of Commissioners, Hillcrest Memorial Garden. I make a motion that we accept the minutes from the previous meeting.
I so move. We accept those minutes.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any questions and comments? Any questions and comments? No questions and comments. All those in favor of accepting those minutes, adopting those minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Questions or comments? All those in favor of adjourn, say aye. Aye. Ayes have it. We adjourn. Open up the meeting of the Board of Commissioners, Baker Consolidated Utilities Commission. I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes from the previous meeting.
I so move. We accept those minutes.
We have a motion and a second by Commissioner Vincent. Any questions or comments? Any questions or comments? All those in favor of accepting those minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
Second by Dunn. Any questions or comments? Questions or comments? All those in favor of adjourning, say aye. Aye. Ayes have it. Thank you. Cut it off.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. Okay. We say, how you doing? Oh, you give me the real pen.
just a letter of support that goes with it. It's pretty much saying the same thing.